to another episode here at the Black Cherub YouTube channel. My name is Cherub, and on this channel we use tarot to tap into divine wisdom, intuition, clarity, and just information that you need in order to help you on your life's journey. So if you guys are new here, then please go ahead and subscribe so that you guys don't miss out on any of my future readings or any insights that we give out here. Also, if you're already subscribed, then hey friend, how you doing? Today, you guys, we are going to be asking, how do others view you? So this could specifically pertain to, like, a lover, a spouse, but it could also pertain to your friends, your family. It's just about they in general, other people. How do they view you? These messages are meant to be encouraging, but as always, I'm going to give you the truth of what you need to hear and not what you necessarily want to hear. So, just keep that in mind as we're doing this reading. And anything that does not completely resonate with you, y'all just, let it flow. Let it flow off your back. Don't even worry about it. I wanted to give you guys just a quick little message. I'm more of a writer. I'm not really a speaker. Hard to believe with the YouTube channel, right? But I wanted to give you guys a quick little message. I feel that we are naturally moving into this energy where we are just trying to manifest the things that are for us, where we are trying to create our desired reality. And because of that, I'm going to be trying to focus my readings more so on that energy and the emotions that come with them. So this reading in particular, I feel like aligns with the energy of that journey of trying to, become your best self, the energy of trying to create your dream life, the energy of, just changing and elevating for the better, tapping into that high vibrational frequency. I feel like the way that the world views us has, I don't want to call it an unnecessarily high level of importance, because we are social creatures and we do care about each other and we are connected. We are all a part of a collective. But the way that we view each other, the way that others view us, the interpretation of how we present ourselves to the world is something that a lot of us care about and a lot of us value. There's nothing wrong with that. So I feel like it was a good place to start when you're just trying to figure out where you are on that journey and how you're presenting on that journey. I hope that made sense. I'm trying to speak better. I'm trying to improve the way that I speak with you guys. So yeah, I am going to be offering some affirmations because I felt like when people see this kind of reading, something that they may be going through or experiencing is imposter syndrome. You may not be able to see how the world sees you, the positives, the negatives, whatever the case may be. You may not be able to physically or mentally understand it. So I thought I would provide you guys with some affirmations. I might do like a little post just to share some thoughts with you guys over on the community page, because again, I'm more of a writer than I am a speaker. So look out for that, and you guys are going to be able to find those affirmations in the description box. I also have a little free resource for you guys. It is a little small ebook where there are 10-minute rituals for very busy women like myself who are trying to just manifest those things that they desire, the desires of their heart. So if you're someone who struggles with overthinking or anxiety or just staying in touch with that spiritual, intuitive side of yourself, I think it is something that you should definitely check out. It is free, and I just did it because I felt like it. So that being said, we can go ahead and start picking our piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3 today. So I will see you guys in your reading. Bye. Hello everybody. If you chose the collective pile number 1, then welcome to your reading. Today we are asking, how do others see you? How do other people view you? I have a light card and a shadow card here. So basically that means what people admire about you, and then what are some things that people feel like you're going through or feel like maybe you could work on. This reading is meant to encourage you, but if you are not someone who can, handle the more negative aspects of things, not saying that I see necessarily any of that in the cards, just in general, then I do strongly encourage you to be mindful of the messages that you take in, because my messages are meant to encourage, nothing more, nothing less. They're meant to bring you clarity. They're meant to bring you truth. And, I understand that everybody wants to tap into that energy, because sometimes the truth is triggering and sometimes the truth is painful. So I'm just letting y'all know, giving y'all that PSA ahead of time like I always do. Yeah. And today's reading is going to be kind of short, sweet, and to the point, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. It's the first week of the month when I recorded this reading. So I did a reading for myself and I'm kind of drained. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But I wanted to put something out there. So here we go. Pile number 1. How do other people view you? So let's look at your shadow and your light cards. First of all, you guys got, from the Divine Feminine deck, you got Perpetua, the Saint of Authenticity. The affirmation is, I am my authentic self in all circumstances. So you are somebody, or people view you as somebody who's not afraid to be themselves, whether or not you're going to face some type of persecution or oppression. You don't care if people agree with you, if people don't like you, if people do like you or love you or hate you. It's not about that. It's about you maintaining a sense of truth in who you are. Your sense of identity is very, very strong. You are somebody who's not afraid to go against the grain. You are somebody who, you feel divinely protected, if I'm being honest. Yeah, you definitely feel divinely protected and divinely guided, especially by your feminine ancestors or your feminine spiritual guides. You don't let other people control you. You don't let other people control how you express yourself or who you are. You simply show up and you are, I don't know why I want to say encompass. I think why I'm hearing that word is you show up and you fully embrace who you are. When people see you, they are seeing, they may not know you, but they're seeing everything. What they see is what they get. You are a full, you're a full, how do I describe that? A masterpiece or a work of art. And it's like every experience that you've had has shaped who you are. And it's beautiful and it's gorgeous and it's perfect as it is. So why would you try to hide it, or why would you try to change it to make other people feel more comfortable, or because it makes some people uncomfortable? You know, art is supposed to make people feel some type of way. And it's not always positive. So when people see you, when they see your scars, when they see how you've been hurt, when they see your success and how you're winning, whether they're cheering from the sidelines or they're booing, it doesn't really matter. Everybody's going to interpret art in their own way as it, as it reflects upon their own lives. So like, somebody might see a painting and feel like, oh, that's like the most sad and depressing thing I've ever seen. Whereas somebody else might feel like, wow, like that really spoke to my soul. And it reminds me of this lesson I learned when I was like a kid. People have different interpretations of you and they take you in different ways, but it has more to do with them and their life experiences, because you're the same whoever you're around, wherever you go. Pile 1. I hope that made sense. So that was the light aspect of it. That is something that people respect about you. The shadow aspect we got, and I was picking up on like a wound here as far as like a mother. So it could be that you do have an actual problematic relationship with your mother or with some feminine people that are around you. But at the same time, I feel like you have a lot of feminine guides. So this might not be for everyone, but if you're someone who has, they've lost their mother or their mother passed away, or, significant people in your life that are feminine were not able to be around you or support you, I feel like they're protecting you now, which I know you might not want to hear, and that probably hurts to hear. So trigger warning for that. I know that probably hurts to hear, but there is such a thing as having regrets that carries on over with you. I personally believe in past lives. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in your soul coming back and, atoning for those lessons, or, just going through a journey that you couldn't necessarily get right the first time around. So in the spiritual realm, if you're someone who's lost the feminine in your life and they weren't really doing what they needed to do for you while they were here physically, it feels like they're trying to make up for that in the spiritual realm. They're trying to work with you and see you to success in the spiritual realm, because they do feel bad about that. They do feel apologetic about it. They regret it. There is an aspect of that sadness and that regret that carries over with them. So this card, how people see you, I honestly feel like it's up and down with this. So sometimes maybe you go through days where you're feeling perfectly fine, and then maybe something happens where you do feel triggered, or something goes on where, you're not feeling great because you're thinking about how something affected you when you were younger. But the light attribute of this card is a wounded child awakens compassion and the desire to serve others. Wounded children, desire to serve wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. So being able to offer that love and that comfort and that just that wisdom and understanding to people who have gone through the things that you've gone through, being compassionate and empathetic towards other people and their experiences, very gentle towards children, pile number 1, and learning how to forgive. So maybe, this is you on your good days, and then when you're feeling maybe a little bit more triggered or feeling a little bit more negative, it says, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resist moving on through forgiveness. So it feels like you are actively trying to work on this aspect of yourself. It's just one of those things that takes time, and it's not a fun experience. Like, it's hurtful, it's painful. You have to go through all of this, I don't want to say junk, but that's how, like, we're going to say junk in the sense that it's cluttering who you really are. Like, it clutters your spirit in a way. So you have to go through all of this stuff and all of this clutter in order to really unpack the truth of who you are, and to keep remaining true to yourself, to keep healing and being more authentic each and every day. You have to go through this pain and transmute it and heal it. So this is something that other people see about you. So maybe when you're acting out, or you're in like a more negative space and you're maybe not treating other people the best, they understand that it's coming from this energy, the energy of a wounded child. So yes, let's get into your cards real quick. So other than like these two, like this shadow and this light card, being authentic to yourself and your childhood wounds, these are the main things that people associate you with and view about you. So whether you feel like that is the truth of who you are, you feel like that really aligns with you, it's not so much whether you think it's true. This is just how other people view you. So they could be wrong. They could have a false interpretation. I'm not saying don't trust your intuition as far as how this reading goes. I'm saying that, somebody could think that you're really, really shy when the truth of the matter is that you're just tired. Different people interpret things in different ways. So keep that in mind. Yeah. People view you. You guys give kind of party girl energy. I'm not going to lie. Y'all give party girl energy. You're fun to be around. You're fun. Some of y'all know how to dance. Just like there's an energy of celebration, of partying, of joy. Like a joyful heart is going to laugh. That's a Bible verse. I don't remember where it comes, like what book it's in, but there's a Bible verse that says a joyful heart is going to be filled with laughter. So maybe you're always laughing, always making a joke, always smiling, just always having a good time. You treat others the way that they want to be treated. You treat other people respectfully, but you have a very authentic way of coming off. So you being nice may not be the traditional way of being nice. I don't know if I explained that properly. And you know what? I'm not going to keep calling out this person from New York, but that's the exact person who shows up every single time. I'm going to find this person and we're going to be besties because I'm sick of their energy popping up in these readings. But yeah, it's like people from different places, like even Houston, people from these places where being nice, it comes with a certain level of, blunt truth and maybe even aggression. So people from other places may not always recognize that you're being nice to them, but once they get to know you, it's like, oh, like that's just how they talk. That's just their culture. They're actually like giving me a compliment right now, or they're actually just like trying to be helpful to me in the best way that they know how. So you are very nice to people and you are very kind to people. I just feel like you have a unique way of showing it. You are not afraid to give and offer help. You're not afraid to pray for people. You're not afraid to give guidance. You're not afraid to share your gifts, your intuition. You are somebody who is willing to give a helping hand. But overall, I feel like you're really kind. You're fun to be around. People enjoy being around you. They like to be around you. You are somebody who is very, very physically attractive to other people. So people view you as attractive. They view you as carefree. It's like, ooh, I'm getting like this. There's a specific, she's a reader. She is a tarot reader. I can't remember her name right now, but she has like this really long, pretty dark hair, and she has like these really thick, like full lips, and this like little round nose. She has like she's not pale, but she's not necessarily dark either. She's like a dark olive-ish skin tone. She might be paler like on a cold day. But somebody who's just very attractive. Like you're naturally beautiful. You're naturally beautiful. You don't have to do too much with your makeup, or you don't have to dress too nice. You don't have to do too much with your hair. For some of y'all might just roll out of the bed and like put it in a ponytail, or brush it one time and be like, okay, I'm good to go. You know, because y'all are just naturally nice to look at. You have a gorgeous face. You have a gorgeous energy. Your energy is engulfing. Like it's like a hug. It's an embrace that you're getting, and it touches people's hearts. So the way that people view you, like, you're very beautiful, and you're creative. You're somebody who is going to do what they want. You're going to say what they want. You're spicy. Some of y'all might be I don't want to say that. I feel like that's stereotypical. I feel like that's stereotypical. Forgive me if this is like, forgive me, but I do get like that Latinx, Spanish speaking kind of person, where they're not afraid to tell the truth. They're not afraid to tell it like it is. But also like very fun and very gorgeous. So like that's the energy I'm seeing, like a Spanish woman, but you also could be African American, Black, somebody with like a strong cultural root is how people see you. And it's like, it's so evident. It's evident in the way that you wear your hair. It's evident in like the accessories that you wear. Some of y'all do something with like beads. Somebody has like these really like nice or intricate braids with beads. Or like the clothes you wear, they're not necessarily even form fitting, because they're traditional it's like a traditional clothing with a modern take on it. So I'm seeing like this long striped, kind of like a poncho type of thing, and it's like long, and then you're wearing it with like these nice blue boot cut jeans, or these nice flared out jeans, and nobody can see the shoes. And it's like, you know, you look great. You look great, very modern, very with the times, but there's still like, you're still in touch with your culture. And it's not like sexual. There's nothing, it's not necessarily sexual. It's just like, this is what you felt comfortable in. This is what you wanted to wear. This is what you like to wear. This is how you express yourself. So people see that and they're just like, you look good. I feel like other people do envy you because they wish they had that cultural, they had their own culture intact. So you might make a lot of people jealous. I'm not going to lie. You might make a lot of people who don't have that strong connection with their roots jealous and envious of you, because they wish that they had that. They wish that they were connected like that. They wish they looked like their ancestors. They wish they believed in the things that you believe in. People, wow, like, no, Pal One, y'all are, yeah, people are so intrigued by you. You're also very go with the flow, very spiritual, very trusting in the divine. Y'all, like I said, y'all are protected. And how else do people view you? You guys got a Pentacle card here, and I'm just trying to wrap up. Like, I could keep talking about this energy for days. I really could, because it's so many compliments coming, but we got to move forward. So how do people view you? Some people might view you as easily frustrated, or some people might view you as frustrating because you stop seeing things through. You don't do things that aren't meant for you. You don't do things that don't feel good to you. So you might be all in for a project one day, and then the next week you'll be like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. You'll be like, I'm not doing this anymore. And they don't necessarily understand that. So they feel like the blessings, like the good that you have in your life, is nothing compared to what you could have if you just stuck with one thing, is how they feel. And some people might feel like there's a certain relationship that you were in that you decided not to keep pursuing and you should have stayed in it. People view you as somebody who, you walk away from things right before it gets good. Yeah, you walk away before, you see your manifestation, or before things start going, really picking up and gaining momentum. You walk away, you escape. So maybe some people feel like you struggle with escapism too, which is not necessarily running away from, well, yes it is. I mean it in two different ways. Escape as in physically trying to leave something, and escape as in mentally disconnecting from something and choosing to focus on something that's more like silly or trivial or fun, just so you don't have to worry about this serious thing or any mistakes you may have made. So yeah, people feel like you could be farther ahead than what you really are right now. But I don't think they fully understand that you are doing things that feel right to you, that are good for you. They don't understand why you make the choices you make, but they don't need to understand. It's not about them. This is your journey. But since this is like, I want to tap in a little bit deeper and be like, you have your own reasons for doing things. Like, I really want to tap into this Lovers card, but I feel like it really does pertain to just how other people feel you. So this might be a lie. This Lovers card might be a lie. This is like divinely fated connections or choices or opportunities or partnerships, things that are meant to connect, things that you have like a soul contract with. People may view the experiences or the relationships that you've had in life as things that were divinely meant for you. And like, there was nobody else it was meant for. There was no one else who could have done it better. It was meant for you, but you walk away from it. So it's like, why are you walking away from, this $1 million record deal? Why are you leaving this guy who is willing to buy you whatever you want, or this girl who's willing to take care of you? Why are you making this choice? They don't need to understand. So I do feel like some people might see you as a little impulsive because of that. But again, this is just how they view you. This is how they see you without knowing the full story about what's going on in your mind. So this is just their opinion. So who cares? Yeah, Pile 1. That is what I have for you today. Very short, very to the point, I felt like. So if you enjoyed it, please let me know down in the comment section. Let me know if this resonated, or if you feel like this is an accurate representation of who you are, because it is just other people's opinions. And if you are somebody who is, manifesting right now, trying to create something for yourself, please look toward the community page. I'm going to be writing something in there about imposter syndrome and just the emotions that we go through as we are manifesting, while we're in like kind of that transition period. And also check out the free resource guide that I have for you guys, the 10-minute rituals for busy women. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hello to my lovely pile number 2s. Guys, I'm tight. I'm tight. So this reading is going to be very short and sweet and to the point, or as much as I can make it so. Yeah, we are asking today, how do other people view you? Remember to take only what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. And we can go ahead and just hop in. So what we have basically is just the general overview of how people see you. And then we also have like the 2 main traits that people acknowledge. So we have your light and your shadow. I feel like there's going to be a lot more masculines in this pile, but not necessarily. You might just be just somebody who has a lot of masculine energy, which is fine. Remember, gender is like very irrelevant here on this channel. It does not matter. So your light attribute, you guys got, I think her name is pronounced Inanna? Inanna? I think so. The Queen of Heaven and Earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. This is from the Divine Feminine Tarot deck or Oracle deck. So Inanna here is somebody who is accepting of both her light and her shadow. She is somebody who is fully herself, completely herself. She accepts herself for all that she is, for the darkness that she might have experienced in her life. So pile 2, this relates to you as you are somebody who accepts all the lessons that you've experienced and you've allowed it to, you're not shying away from it. You've allowed it to, I don't want to say shape who you are, but you accept that it does affect who you are. So whether it be pain or pleasure, whether it's a good memory or a bad memory, everything that you have experienced comes together so that you can be you. And I think Pile 1 had a similar message. So if you guys felt torn between Pile 1 and Pile 2, I would suggest going back and looking at that. But Anana is somebody who is like, she's true about who she is. She's true about what she's experienced. And once she accepts that truth, and she is just being fully, completely, and totally who she is, like scars and all, she is able to ascend to a higher level of existence. She is somebody who is able to experience higher frequencies of heaven and earth, I feel. It's like a real, like, as above, so below type of energy. Very balanced. And this is how other people view you. Very balanced. So you have your good, you have your bad, but regardless, it all comes together to form who you are. And you accept yourself for who you are, and you show up as who you are. Some of y'all are, like, very deep. So there might be some Scorpios in this pile. Some of y'all are very poetic. Some of y'all may be really into writing. Very poetic. Very poetic. So that's like the main positive thing that people associate about you. Not everybody is capable of looking themselves in the mirror for all that they are and accepting what they see. You are somebody who can do that, Pal, too. The shadow that people see, or the more negative aspect that people think about when they deal with you. And this is one of those things where you could be having a good day, you could be having a bad day, or this could be something that occurs when you get triggered. So I'm going to read both the light and the shadow of it. But people see you as a pioneer. The good part about that is that being a pioneer means you have a passion for doing and creating things that have never been done before. So very creative, like I said. Very creative. A lot of energy regarding the way you express yourself, the way you use your tongue, the way you speak about life, the way you speak about your experiences, the way you speak to others. There's an emphasis on that and wanting to improve upon things. Some of y'all might be Aquarians also. So Scorpio and Aquarius energies I'm picking up on. A lot of the energies that are a little bit more darker or more complex to understand. And then the shadow aspect of this card is feeling a compulsive need to keep moving forward. So maybe one of the more negative things that people notice about you or identify with you is that you're always like, you're nonstop. You're nonstop. You're always trying to do something. You're always trying to create something. Like, do you give yourself time to rest? Do you give yourself time to chill? Why is nothing good enough? Why do you keep pushing? Why do you keep pursuing? A lot of people might view you as somebody who is already abundant, and we're going to get into that later, but people view you as somebody who's already abundant. You've already created so much. Why do you feel like you need to keep creating, you know? But when it comes to creative people, or when it comes to people like that, it's not necessarily that you're creating you're not creating necessarily for a purpose other than just doing it. There's a quote on that. I think it's I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's from a cartoon. But the essence of it is, I create for the sake of creating, because that's what creative energies do. They make things because that's what they do. It's very simple. Like, there's nothing more to it. People try to overcomplicate it, and they're asking, oh, well, is this like what you've been experiencing, so that's why you're doing this? And trying to attach all these meanings and these words and this symbolism to it, when for you were just expressing yourself. You were just putting something out there. And I think some of the funniest things, because I've seen it before, I've definitely seen them before. People who make these masterpieces, people who make these beautiful works of art. Y'all definitely might want to go watch pile number 1. But people who make these beautiful works of art, and people trying to guess what the meaning of it is, and everybody getting a different interpretation from it. But when you ask the artist themselves, it's like something totally different. Or the artist is just like, I don't know, I just wanted to make it. God. Ooh, yeah, not everybody is going to agree with this example, but I don't care because I feel like saying it. So, if y'all have never seen the movie The Matrix, the first one, which is the best one, there, when you like look at what the creators of it said, when you look at what the creators said, she was, I think it was a female. We'll just say they were going through a moment where they felt like they could not truly express who they were in their gender identity. So when they made the Matrix, Neo, who is the main character of it, he is a representation not just of somebody who wants to break away from the Matrix, but he's a symbol of everything that means. He's a symbol of walking away from what the world tells you you're supposed to be, from living and pursuing all of these things that don't truly matter, pursuing all of these lies, and stepping into who you truly are. And it's scary and it's intense, but then you have like this deep desire and urge to keep going and to keep doing it, to share it with others, to connect with this great love. And, you know, like once you found your happiness, doing all of these things so that other people can experience it as well. So that's what the symbol of Neo was. That's what the purpose of the Matrix was. And then you'll have some people who are like, okay, so was the whole point of the Matrix to show us that, you know, we shouldn't be paying our taxes? It's like stuff like that. And the creator's just like, you know, if that's how you took it, I guess. I went off on such a tangent with that, but that is how people, that's like what you have going on. I don't know if that's how people view you. I think that's just a truth about you that I stumbled upon. So yeah, I'm sorry if you got that. I don't know where that came from. That wasn't me. I'm blaming that on spirit, because that came out of nowhere for me to be talking about that for that long. Anyway, pound number 2. Let's look at the details of how people view you. So people feel like you are somebody who, I feel like they think you stay in isolation a lot. You're very secretive, very protective of your energy. They wish you would come out more. I feel like it's not a shyness, though. Like, people might interpret you as shy, but you're not staying away because you're shy. You're staying away to conserve your energy. It's your way of protecting yourself. People feel like you don't behave the way that you could. Some of y'all might be really well known. Some of y'all might be very well known. I don't know if I'm not saying like any celebrities or anything watch my videos or whatever, but you're somebody who a lot of people are aware of and who a lot of people connect with. People feel like you could give so much more access to you. People feel like you could give so much more of your energy to others. They feel like you could be giving so much more of your resources to others, but you don't. And because you don't give, you're not at a level that you could be. Or you're not admired or fully seen the way that you could be. You don't give people a lot to go off of. You don't give people a lot of hope regarding you. And they wish you would come out of your shell more. They wish you would come out more or expose more about yourself. They wish you would connect with other people more. But like, it feels like that's a them problem. That's not really a you problem. People may feel like, people feel like you connect with your old way of life more than you connect with the new one. And maybe you moved away. Maybe you had to travel for something. Or maybe the industry that you're working in right now, or the area that you're in right now, you don't really make friends as easily as people would expect. Not real friends. There's just like a disconnect between where you are now and where you used to be. And people feel like you prefer where you used to be. People feel like you prefer your own energy. People feel like you reflect a lot on the decisions that you've made. They feel like you're content. They view you as somebody who's content and happy with what they have. You're content with what you're creating, but something stops you from fully showing up. Y'all have an interesting energy. Something stops y'all from fully showing up. Please go watch pile number 1. Something about somebody's mom. It's always somebody's mom. Never know what goes on with the dad, but that might just be my guides connecting with feminine energy more. So always something going on with the mom. You don't really talk about your father or the masculine energies in your life too much. You don't have anything negative to say about them. Like, you say good things or you post good things about them, like on social media, but it's like you don't talk about your mom or about how much you love your mom. Some of y'all worship y'all mom. Not like an unhealthy way, but like you really love and adore your mom, or you really try to protect your mom, or like a mothering energy or a feminine energy in your life that comes off as motherly. Yeah. Y'all cut some people out of your lives also. Is how people view you. It's a lot. Something's going on with like these little middle cards, because pile number 1, it was like I could have talked about this middle row for hours. It's the same thing with y'all. Like, it's very emotional. A lot of Scorpio energy. Capricorn energy too. Virgo, Taurus. Maybe Sagittarius. Maybe. Somebody with the fire moon sign. So maybe y'all have a fire moon sign, or maybe that's how y'all behave. And controlling. You control yourself a lot. Pile 2. That's how people view you. You control yourself a lot. You don't talk too much. You're very careful about the things that you say, about the things that you share with other people. When you connect with someone, you connect with them in a deep way. You connect with them on a deep level. You're on a different wavelength from a lot of the people that are surrounding you. I don't think people view you as lonely. And there's not an energy of loneliness here. It's just like, it's a depth that not everybody can reach. Not everybody can swim in how deep you are. Okay? Yeah. There's like, some of y'all are like wise beyond y'all years. Like, I don't know how I would describe it. I feel like y'all just have a very like protected energy. But like I said, I could talk about like something about this middle row today is just hidden, but we're gonna move forward. How do people view you? They definitely think you're somebody who has money, or you're somebody who is very secure when it comes to your foundation, your finances, your family, your friends, your lover, your spouse, whoever. You're someone who's very secure in that area. You're a provider. You make things happen. You take opportunities, you make opportunities. You are a giver. You are a lender. You are not a borrower. I love that energy for you. And you don't lose sleep about it. Yeah. You don't worry or fret. You don't have a lot of concern over how you're going to make it to the next day. This is how people view you. So if you feel like that does not resonate with who you truly are, this is just an opinion. So keep that in mind. This is how other people view you without knowing the full story about what's going on with you. But they see you as somebody who is not worried about finances. They see you as someone who is not worried about how you're going to eat today or tomorrow. They see you as someone who is not concerned about work, who is not concerned about, you're just not concerned. You have leverage. You have what you need. You got what you need. Pal 2. So that is how people see you. I think I'm just going to cut it off there because we're almost over time for your reading. So if you guys enjoyed that, please let me know down in the comment section. Let me know how this resonates for you. I'm sorry, y'all. I am I feel so just blah today. I did a personal reading for myself. I don't know if I said that already, but I'm tired. So yeah. Let me know how you enjoyed it. Y'all check out the free resource guide, 10-minute rituals for busy women, but it doesn't really have to be. You don't have to be a woman to get it, obviously. You can just tap into it if you need some help with staying connected to your spiritual life, if you just need like a quick pick-me-up that reconnects you to self throughout the day. There's some free resources, some free guides in there. And y'all stay tuned, subscribe, check out the community page, because we're going to be having a discussion soon just about that in-between phase between when you started a manifestation and when it actually comes in. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3s. Welcome to your reading, you guys. So again, we are going to be asking, how do other people view you? Remember to take these messages generally as they apply to, or they're meant to be applicable to anybody in your life. They're also meant to apply to a lot of different people who are going to be watching this video. So if nothing or something does not resonate with you, that is perfectly okay. Let it go. Just let it go. So today's message is going to be kind of quick. I don't know if I already mentioned it before in like the intro, but y'all, I did a personal reading for myself for the month of March, and I am kind of drained by it. Yeah, I'm just kind of drained by it. It takes a lot out of you sometimes. Plus it's raining outside, so I'm kind of tired anyway, but that is not going to stop me from putting this reading out for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. We have the details of how people view you, and then the main positive thing or the main light thing, and then we have the main shadow thing or shadow attribute. So when I say light and shadow, I'm not saying that this is a good thing and a bad thing per se. When I say shadow, I mean like people can tell you have a reason for why you're acting in a certain way. Yeah, I just want to clarify that. I don't know why. I'll get into it a little bit later. But when I say shadow, please don't take it as like, oh, this is the negative thing, or this is the thing people don't like about me. No, it's not necessarily that. It's not necessarily that cut and dry. People just see this as not maybe the most positive thing about you, but they understand or they can sense you have a reason for why you're doing it. So there you go. We can tap into the light energy first though. So for you guys, pile number 3, the main light attribute that people associate you with is Saraswati, the goddess of self-knowledge. The affirmation is, the essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. So, and this is from the Divine Feminine Oracle deck. So pile number 3, you are someone who is very big on self-awareness. You're someone who's very big on self-actualization, on understanding your true self, understanding why you do the things you do, how you do the things you do. You're very, a lot of air energy. Some of y'all might be Geminis, Aquarius, Libra. You're very curious about yourself and your own nature, but you are not someone who is willing to compromise, I feel like. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, you want to know more about yourself so that you can continue to show up as who you truly are. And this is something that, okay, I think that's just the people I'm connecting with as I do my readings in general, but this is something that you and all the other piles had in common. You are somebody who fully accepts yourself, and I think that should go to show y'all that people love and respect you a lot more when you're just being who you are. And I know that that can be scary because we live in a world of, you know, impulsive conformity is how I want to phrase that, where you feel like you have to behave a certain way, you feel like you have to like a certain thing, and it's so deeply ingrained into the world and into different cultures that you don't give it a second thought that, you know, you're not happy with something, or you're miserable with something, or you're not really living your truth. You don't really give that a second thought because it's like an impulse. It's like breathing. It's natural to conform to what other people are doing because that just seems like the right way to go. But you are somebody who is trying to tap into who you are. You're trying to unlearn that kind of behavior so that you can really be you. And I think that's beautiful. I feel like y'all are carefree, or you want to be carefree. You don't want to care about being yourself. You don't want to care about being who you are. You want it to be just a natural thing that you do. And so that's why y'all are so big on the self-awareness. Yeah. And then once because you really understand who you are, or as you're starting to understand who you are, the things that you put out into this world, your purpose, your creations, they're so much more powerful and life-changing, not just for you, but for others. So that's the main light thing that people associate you with. Now moving on to your shadow card, you guys got the Mystic. So the light attribute of this card is having an intimate union or relationship with the divine, with spirit, with God, with your guides, whoever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. The shadow aspect of this card is having a delusional rapport with the divine. So thinking that you know something when you really don't. That is an interesting one. So, like I said, for all the other piles, the shadow card kind of gives me like an up and down energy. So you might act like this one day or you might act like that one day. It just depends on what you're going through. Sometimes we get triggered, and so we're more likely to act, in the shadow aspect of the card than we are to act in the light aspect. But for this is 100% an opinion. And I feel like this is a judgment that people make almost right away. And it feels like it's a significant judgment. People view you as so okay, don't be offended, Power, but some people might think that you're a little crazy. Y'all kind of remind me of that actor Lakeith Stanfield. And he's so fine, but he did a movie. He did a movie, and he really tried his hardest to make the movie good, I swear. I think it was an American version of a manga. He did the live action version of Death Note on Netflix, and he played this really quirky, eclectic, weird, quote unquote, detective. And because Lakeith Stanfield is kind of a method actor, he was walking around like other people, really acting like this weird, quote unquote, character. So people were looking at him like, you're crazy. People were looking at him like that because they didn't understand it. But as somebody who had knowledge of the show, or who had knowledge of the book or knowledge of the series, you would know that the way that he was acting was not weird. He was acting like that character to a T, and it was perfect. So I feel like when people first meet you, or when people like really start to understand or tap into what you like, you're either going to get a response of, oh, you're crazy, or that is so cool. So it's not necessarily anything that you're doing, pile number 3. I think it's more just so how people interpret what you're doing. It's their preconceived notions about things. So, I'm going to give y'all me for an example. I can give y'all a great example. As somebody who is into tarot cards, obviously, as somebody who's into, African spirituality, as somebody who does believe in God, but just doesn't necessarily believe in maybe the Christian version of God, I get a lot of mixed reactions from people who I do tell. So I have some people who are like, I have people who have blamed mental health issues I've experienced on what I believe in, because they believe this is a negative thing. And I've had people who have been so excited and supportive and understanding and view me as almost not necessarily a teacher, I wouldn't go that far, but who view me as almost like just a mentor or somebody with a lot of experience, and that kind of look up to me in that way because of this. I've had 2 different reactions as far as my personal beliefs, but regardless of what's going on, I know that I have to keep pursuing things authentically, and I have to keep pursuing things in a way that makes sense to me. So it's like that. You might just have mixed reactions to what you truly believe in, and it is what it is. People don't necessarily have to like it, but if they do, then cool. It's not really about them. It's about you connecting with the truth of who you are. So yeah, that is your shadow and your light. Let's get into how people view you, the details. Show. Pile number 3. You do not, you're kind of conservative. You're kind of conservative compared to others' fantasy of you. That's interesting. Like, maybe when people see you, they imagine that you behave or that you act a certain type of way, or they expect you to be a certain type of way, maybe because you're from a certain region, a certain religion, a certain family, just a certain group of people. They think, oh, well then, Pal 3 is going to act like this. and then you come through and you're nothing like that. People view you as kind of secretive. They view you as somebody who you hold on to things. So maybe some of y'all are sentimental. You hold a lot of things close and personal to your chest. I want to get a clarifier for this Four of Pentacles, because that could relate to like money as well. I don't want to say people call you cheap, because that feels like very superficial as far as this reading goes, but you do have a lot of Pentacles energy. And y'all forgive me if you hear anything like crazy. It's like, it's not storming outside, but I have a big old tree and it's very windy. So the tree is screaming right now. That's fun. Four of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Why is that here, please, Spirit? Please don't make me take all those cards. I'm not doing that. Please give me one. Or two. I'll take two. Two is fine. Okay, yeah, two is fine. So you got the Hanged Man and you got the Judgment card. These are two cards that are very much go with the flow because Jesus took the wheel. I don't know. That was so, I don't know. But it's like you trust the divine, and y'all might be like my little spiritual witchy woo-woo pile, and I love that. Y'all are people who are in tune with a higher power, a higher frequency. You have faith of something bigger outside of yourself. Pile number 3. And so, I don't understand why that faith ties into you keeping secrets. You just feel protected. You know what's going on, or you know that somebody knows what's going on and wants what's best for you and wants good for you, so you're not concerned about it. I don't understand what that has to do with you being secretive, though. What does that have to do with you being secretive? So, I just feel like you're not what people expect you to be. And you're conservative. You don't always share yourself. You don't always share what you have going on. You don't always share your money. You don't always share your resources. You don't always share your time. You don't always share the people that you care about or the relationship that you have with people. You don't share details about certain things. So people just assume they're left to their imagination when it comes to you a lot of the time. You guys operate, y'all are kind of similar to pile 2. Y'all operate on a different frequency than what people expect or what people can fully understand or comprehend. And for some of y'all, it's not even that they can't comprehend it. It's just like, they don't even, like, do you even have the desire to understand, like, why I behave the way I behave? Like, do you really care why I behave the way I behave? Or are you just asking because you're being nosy? You know? Like, why do you care? People are really confused when it comes to you. Your energy is weird. To other people. Just very eclectic. What's that word? I feel like I don't want to say you're not everybody's taste, because that's not what I mean. It's like when you have to keep sipping something, or you have to keep eating something until you get used to the taste. You're an acquired taste. Yeah. You're an acquired taste. But not everybody has the palate. Not everybody wants to acquire the taste. Some people are comfortable in their fantasy. Some people are comfortable confusing who you are and who you're meant to be, who they think you're meant to be. Some people are fine with that, even though it conflicts, even though you don't do the things they expect you to do. They're fine with assuming that about you. So I feel like that's frustrating and that's lonely for you. Pile number 3. But you get used to it. The point is, I feel like some of y'all went through a time in your life where you were confused about who you were. And so the things that you have, you hold on to them tightly. You don't necessarily share them because you're trying to protect it, because there was a point in time where you were really confused and lost without these things. So you're protective of yourself. We got to move forward. People view you as somebody who's very creative and impulsive, but not in a bad way. It's in a fun way. You're somebody who, you got Empress energy. You got Empress energy. They feel like it's coming from somewhere. They also might view you as someone who's very beautiful. I feel like, but it's not just your beauty. People view you as youthful. They view you as like a rascal. like, oh, that like Pile 3 gets in trouble sometimes, but they're like it's like a lovable kind of trouble. Like, oh, I wish I had like a good example. I guess The Little Rascals, the actual movie itself, is the best example of that. Like, how the kids were so adorable and they were so cute, but then you look at what they're doing and you're like, hey, like, where are the adults? Like, y'all shouldn't be doing some of this stuff. Y'all shouldn't be running around town acting crazy, doing this, and that. It's like, it's that kind of an energy where people view you as like kind of sneaky and impulsive and mischievous, but you're fun and you're cute, and I feel like they see it as coming from it's coming from a different place. You guys are really creative. You have a lot of fun. You have a lot of great ideas that you don't always pursue. I feel like the way people view you is divided. You have some people that see you on that deeper level, or you have some people who see you as a fantasy. You just have like a lot of different expectations on you, Pile 3. A lot of different visions, a lot of different ways that people, yeah, just like a lot of different views of who you are as a person. So some people might view you as I'm not gonna lie to y'all, don't get offended because I don't think you are, but some people might view you as like young and dumb, like young and stupid, impulsive, risky. But then you have some people who love that you're like that, who love that you're so, I don't like that word. Some people view you as naive, and they love that you're naive. They like that you're untouched by like disappointment, which is a weird thing to say. And again, if you feel like all this is some bullshit, this is just people's opinions. So the people who feel this way do not necessarily have to know a thing about you. And the way that you act, they probably don't really know who you truly are anyway. So this is just what they think. So it does not have to necessarily be true to a T. But you may notice like, oh, okay, so I have gotten this response from people before. Like the reading itself, I'm not saying is inaccurate. I'm saying that people might have an inaccurate perception of you. So some people feel like you've never been disappointed a day in your life. Like you're just good. You're sitting pretty. Very king energy, princess, queen energy. Some people think you're a goddess. Some people think you're just like a silly kid. A lot of people think that you're impulsive, though. It's just their response to that impulsiveness is different. So some people like it, some people don't. I feel like you're not someone who can be controlled. You have an interesting temperament. Like people don't really know what's going to make you mad or set you off. People don't know how to control you. And then to clarify that card, like there is a depth to you, similar to Pile 2, but not exactly, because theirs was a little bit darker. Y'all are a lot more like fun and childlike, and it's almost innocent. It's very cute. Y'all walk by faith and not by sight. So some people think that you're physically cute and attractive. Some people think that you are like literally a goddess walking. Some people think that you are conceited or vain. But not everybody. You have a lot of different opinions on you, Pile 3. I feel like the general consensus is that you're somewhere between very cute and very sexy. You're attractive. You're attractive, girl. Or boy, whatever you identify as, baby. I don't care. It is what it is. You're creative. You're passionate. They view you as happy. They think you have a pretty smile, pretty teeth, pretty lips. This is how people view you. This is just what they're associating the most with you. I'm just taking it as it's being given to me also. So when y'all see me like rubbing on my cards or tapping, just know I'm channeling. Or I'm tapping into the energy literally. Very grounded, earthy. You might have some earth sign placements. Taurus. Also picking up on Virgo, Capricorn. A lot of air signs. Yeah. You're earth and air. So when you combine earth and air, you get dust. You get dust. You're free flowing. You're abundant. You can grow something anywhere. It's almost like a seed, like a dandelion seed in the wind is what I'm seeing, or a plant seed in the wind. You can grow anywhere. You're fertile, abundant. Some of y'all might actually be parents also, with kids. Yeah, we gotta move on. But that's what I got from that. So the last row for you guys, how do people see you? They see like you've worked hard in your life. Some people see that your manifestations are coming in, and the things that you've been working toward are coming in, and they're developing and progressing, and you're finally getting to see like the blessings and the benefit from that. And then you have other people who feel like you're already there. So people don't know where your finish line is. They don't know if you've already like ran your race and you're successful, or if you're still running your race, or if you're like in the last strides of it. Either way, people think that you are creating something for yourself and you're abundant. They think you're going to be successful. They feel you're going to be successful. Okay. And what else? What else, Spirit? Maybe a little people might think you're a little conflicted about your journey sometimes, but then again, they do think you're a little impulsive also and reckless, so you know that kind of makes sense. It ties in. I'm hearing that you're a force of nature, like a carefree risk taker. Who for some reason, okay, this is literally what I'm hearing. A carefree risk taker who for whatever reason can't be celebrated by others because they don't know who you truly are. Not yet, anyway. One day, but not yet. They don't know how, they can't control you. They can't see you for the truth of who you are, what you have right now, just yet. You have a healthy level of detachment to other people and to other things and to the ways that they view you. I think some of y'all just watch this for fun, which is fine. I'd be doing that. Yeah. Pile 3, that's all I got for you. So if y'all enjoyed that, please let me know. If y'all are interested, I do have a free resource available for you for people who are just trying to tap into that spiritual aspect of themselves, their intuition. I have a free resource of 10-minute rituals for you guys available in the description. Please don't forget to subscribe and check out the community page where I'm going to be posting just a couple of messages that I'm feeling on that journey of manifestation and of living your dream life. And yeah, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.